And here's Brent and his crew showing no fear whatsoever, just drifting in to Jump Rock. They're gonna party right off of this rock, I can see it. We'll get them on film in a second. And here we have two more daring souls.
You going first.
Oh, jumping off the edge of the world, it looks like to me. This is what Columbus thought would happen when he reached the edge. Oh, and look at that. Nice, nice. Nice form. Good job. Oh, and look at that. Big splash. Geronimo. Nice. And who's next? We've got a double going. Partners in crime. Oh, and we have a psych out here. She wasn't going down. No, she wanted her friend to test the waters for her. And there she goes. We see our boats scattered hither, thither, and yon. They'll go downstream. I will follow them and do the same. Get them down in the rapids. I will see you there. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, at our first major rapid of the day. Surprise rapid, where you can see we've got a nice munchy hole, just an aerated cauldron of foam down here in the green-mined hills of West Virginia today. And our rafters are going to try to negotiate this rapid, try to make it through unscathed. We'll see how they do. And there we see our fleet of rafters coming down into the headwaters of Surprise Rapid here. They'll be coming down into the foam in a minute. And here's Brent and his crew lining up for the big hole down here at Surprise. It can be a raft eater, as we just nearly saw. And they're going down into it, paddling strong and hard. Let's see what happens. Oh, and they get turned sideways a bit, but still no problem. And here's Evan and his crew lining up for the big hit at Surprise. And boom, slam, crash, another one goes out. We've got some carnage going on here today. And coming up, Evan looks like he's taking care of her, no problem. And there floats our fleet of Appalachian wild water craft heading down for lunch now. Gonna get some hot hamburgers and hot dogs to fuel them up for the New River Gorge below. And after a hot and satisfying lunch, we find ourselves down in the grips of the canyon here at Upper Railroad Rapid. And you can see as the skies grow ominous above us, this rapid awaits us down here with this nice munchy hole for our rafters to punch through, and this grabby little pour over to avoid. We'll see how they do in a second. And she's really coming down now. You can see those trees, they're bending in the breeze, and the rain's really starting to hit us. But we don't mind, just fills the river up. And we have Evan and his crew attempting these dangerous falls we call Upper Railroad, making the eddy spin in the pouring rain. And here's Evan and his crew just going on down into the hole. And Evan catches a little air action there, floating. And finally, Brent and his crew line up to kick this hole at Upper Railroad right in the teeth. KO just like a prize fighter. No problem. And that's going to about wrap it up for us here at Upper Railroad Rapid, as we see all our fleet of craft floating under the railroad bridge in the August rain. I'm going to head on downstream myself, pack up my umbrella. I'll see you there. Ladies and gentlemen, I come to you now from the heart of the New River Gorge, Middle Rapid. And we can see what A death-defying rapid this is here, with its big, munching holes, huge waves, and nasty pour-overs. Our rafters, being the fearless gods that they are going to attempt to run this beautiful piece of white water. We'll see how they do in a second. We have Brent and his crew, it looks like. They're working their way on down in Middle Kinney. Right in front of Whale Rock at the top there. And they're trucking on through that first hole like an 18-wheeler. Just going, going, going! Oh yeah! We've got a little swimming action going on here at Middle Kinney's. Don't want that to happen. That can be kind of nasty. We got it under control though. And finally, Evan and his crew attempting these mighty waters at Middle Kinney. And he's got some smiling faces in there, just jamming on through these rapids. Going full steam ahead, no problem. And as we look downstream, we see our fleet of AW rafts just lining up after they got those swimmers under control. No problem. They're gonna head on downstream, get into more whitewater action, and I'm gonna do the same. I'll see you down there. And here we are now, folks, down in the meat of things at Double Z Rapid. And you can see our rafts are going to have quite a job to find their way through this maze of chaos with all these exposed rocks, big crashing waves, and large hazards downstream. Just to name two, we've got Table Setter Hole, which will put you right up on Table Rock. We'll see how our rafters do. And you can see we've got smoke on the water as our rafts line up to drop into the abyss. And we've got Brent and his crew leading the way, daring to tempt the waters of Double Z here. They're getting set up on the reactionaries and crashing right through them. No problem. Look at those happy faces. They're doing it with ease, having a fun time at it. Nice job. As Evan and his crew pound through the reactionaries as well and give a little wave, no problem. And so as the rain just keeps pouring down here on the New River Gorge in West Virginia, our rafters head downstream. That's what I'm gonna do too, and find myself a good rapid down there. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking to you now from beneath the world's longest arch bridge, the New River Gorge Bridge. Quite an engineering feat. It spans nearly a mile and is approximately 900 feet tall. That's a lot of bolts, guys. And you can see the mist crawling in the gorge here on this wet and wonderful day in West Virginia. We really got a good pounding now. And when you see that bridge coming, you know you're about to crest the top of Fayette Station Rapid. And it's a big one. It drops pretty steep here. This will be the last test for our fleet of purple-headed warriors. They will come to tackle these waves and holes and get the big ride for the day. We'll see how they do. As is Brett and crew going over the top drop, which looks quite steep. Ladies and gentlemen, this is quite possibly what Columbus thought would happen when his boat went over the edge of the world. Short of a bounce like that, he thought he would just be flying. And Brent and crew do it easy, no problem, crashing on down. And here's Evan and crew. Oh, nice bit of air there for Evan. Crashing on down through the waves, making it look like cake. And look at that hit, just going over it like icing. Nice job, guys. And so, there you have it, folks. videographic certification of our whitewater professional purple helmeted warriors. They did it right today, kids. Tackling the rivers, the waters of the New River. As we wrap it up on the New River today with the mist in the Gorge Bridge, I say to you, remember always, life's short, so paddle hard.